Welcome, Thunderbird Nation, to the Thunderbird Coaches Show. It is a beautiful day in Cedar City. Actually, it's not snowing, which is nice. It's been snowing all day, every day. I guess we like water in August, so I guess we can't complain too much. With me as always, is Coach Todd Simon, and we got a special guest. Tevian Jones is in the house. We'll talk more to you, Tevian, in just a bit. First, we just want to shout out our sponsor. The Warehouse Bar Plus Kitchen is a proud sponsor of SCU Athletics. Warehouse has great food, craft cocktails, and is always showing your favorite sports and UFC fights. Follow the Warehouse on social media to stay up to date on their St. Patrick's Day party coming up. The Warehouse would like to remind everyone to have fun and always drink responsibly. That's the Warehouse Bar Plus Kitchen. Appreciate those guys for being proud sponsors of the Thunderbird Coaches Show. Coach, the weather's been cold, but the T-Birds have been hot. 2 out of the last 3. We were able to go bring Utah Tech to our place this time and exact some sweet revenge. Let's jump right into kind of the last couple weeks and get the listeners kind of updated on what's going on.
Yeah, we're sitting at 19-10. We are 11-5 in league and sitting in a good place. So we're 2 games left, and then the conference tournament, and so we've had a good run, and we're the highest ranked NCAA net ranking that we've ever had in school history at 102.
At 102, okay.
And, which is above, for perspective's sake, I believe we're above 19 of the Power 5, Power 6 schools in Division I. So we're right up there. And doing our thing. So it's been a good run. These guys have been playing hard, and now we got to finish strong. But we had Utah Tech last week or a week before last, and a little revenge game, but get up at our place, and we played much better than the first go round, obviously, and got a double-digit victory, and just kind of handled our business from start to finish, and I believe Tevian led us in scoring. Mason had a great game, and kind of put it together. It was just a solid victory that we felt good that we were able to kind of control that and not have to have the ups and downs of coming back or relinquishing a lead. So
the low lows and the high highs. It was just nice, steady team performance all the way through on both sides of the ball.
Exactly. And so that was a good one for us, and we needed that. Great crowd showing, one of the best we've had here, and it was loud, and I think my ears were ringing for about 2 days after that. But just tremendous atmosphere, nearly sold out if it wasn't. And
that's like 4,500, 4,600 people showed up, and what a testament to what you guys do on the court. People, they want to pay and put their eyeballs on you and watch what you guys are doing. That's a testament both to you, Coach, and you, Tev, as a player. You have an exciting brand of basketball that people are just gravitating towards and love to watch. So, yeah, kudos on that. Utah Tech, obviously, they I'm not going to say they put it on us down there. We had a furious comeback, but what is it like having that taste in your mouth for a couple weeks? Just knowing, you went down there. They had a big crowd. The rivalry is kind of becoming. I mean, I guess I call it a rivalry just because of the proximity of where we're at. But in the future, we're going to be in the same conference, and we've got the Southern Utah thing going on. But what's it like to have that taste in your mouth, Tevian, for a couple weeks? What's it like on game day? You got revenge on the mind. Give us a player's perspective of what you were thinking about.
Yeah, it was definitely a revenge game, after that game, having that bad taste in our mouth, and, for those couple weeks having to prepare for that game. And so I think that we did a good job as a group, executing the game plan and, getting our revenge. And, it tasted good. So.
Yeah, get the good taste back in your mouth. What were some of the adjustments? Not. I guess you don't have to go specifics, but what were some of the adjustments, or in the locker room? What were you guys talking about? The difference between game 1 and game 2. What are some things that you guys did different?
I think some major things we did different were just, we made shots.
That
definitely.
helps.
I think that we didn't have a slow start. The first time we played them, we kind of came out slow, and that's kind of what caused us to miss shots, and we didn't really get in that flow. And so I think the second game we really did a better job of coming out and coming out fast.
Getting it hot and not having to chase it, right? Because you feel like you're in it the whole time, not pressing too bad. Well, that was Utah Tech at home. And then, Coach, the WAC's brutal sometimes in these travel schedules. You had to go down for almost, the whole week down to Texas. Left here in a blizzard. Give us the scoop on UTA and that's University of Texas Arlington and Sam Houston.
Yeah, you're right. The travel, and that's something the casual fan doesn't necessarily understand.
Right.
It's a grind. You're missing class, you're missing weights, you're not sleeping in your own bed, that whole type of thing. And in this WAC, with as spread out as from Texas to Seattle,
right,
is
a long ways.
We're definitely spread out, and so it's the mental, physical fatigue of that thing is a factor. But our guys are so tough in that regard that we minimize that. But so we left Wednesday. The storm coming, so you got a budget. So all right, let's move these things up. Let's just try to beat the storm out of town. And,
yes.
And so you end up sitting at the airport in Vegas for a long time. So you get a 3-hour bus ride, and then 2-3 hour flight, and then hour bus ride, and then you're there, and then you try to practice.
And
so
you're finally there.
Yeah. So you're that's what you're kind of experiencing, but our guys did a great job. We got there, go right to the arena, we prep, play the game the next day, and and UTA is a good team. They're kind of been on the wrong end of a lot of close losses,
right?
And but they're a team that can be dangerous in this tournament. For perspective's sake, where they're ranked, they would be top half of the Big Sky. In our league, they're toward the bottom.
Yeah, to give viewers kind of a historical.
Yeah, so there's 11 teams, I think, right now in the top 180 in the WAC. From a historical comparison, you're usually talking about like maybe 2 teams per year in the in the Big Sky, or 3 maybe that are kind of in that range. And so it's a monster leap in basketball competition, and UTA at their place is tough. They just had beaten some very good teams in the league in the last couple of weeks, and another performance that was kind of from beginning to end. And now so that we kind of put together 80 straight minutes between those 2 games of a very consistent basketball, double digit kind of leads, and just staying very consistent. We didn't quite get over the hump to get that 20 plus separation that you kind of would love to have a little more breathing room, but I thought from beginning to end we had a great road performance. In both those games too, I think we were 21 for 22 in this game from the free throw line. We've really come on with that from the stripe, and I think it's kind of showing.
Is that repetitions in practice? Like if they have a bad game, do you just make them shoot forever, or is it just finding the stroke, finding the like you said finding that vibe from the free throw line, or do you just get on them if they have a bad game and make them shoot till their arms fall off?
I'm of full belief that's just a ritual shot.
Yeah,
it's not. It's completely a mental thing. Our guys have shot 1 million of them in their lifetime.
Yes.
Shooting 10 more on Tuesday, the grand scheme thing doesn't change a lot.
Sure.
But it's a confidence thing. You want to make sure you get your repetitions in. Knowing that you're going to make that shot. And I think we go to the line knowing we're going to make that shot because we make it all the time. So I think it's just more of a mental thing than anything.
Watching them go through time after time is just that positive reinforcement that I can do this. I can do this under pressure. I can do this when we don't need it, and when we do need it, well, we need it all the time. But just some observations from me. I watched that game. Number one, I thought, I'd never seen UTA play. I was actually kind of impressed. They play a decent style. They're very defensive minded. Mm-hmm. They got a decent athlete. Is it Humphreys? I can't remember.
Yeah, they got a number of athletic guards that can get into you, and they can. They have a attacking style, and they trap and change defenses. And but you're right. It's a challenge. It's a game you have to really prepare for because it's unique, and but it was good. We had D Barnes had 17 in the first half. He just caught fire for us, and That kind of got set the tone for us a little bit. And T did his thing as he always been consistently doing. And
Over 20.
And it was just a great collective effort of that. But it was fun. D stepping up and it kind of opened the door a little bit and create that, having all that shooting on the team just opens it up for everybody else too.
It creates so much attention, right? Mm-hmm. If you got a guy that goes for 17, you're doing your scouting report and you're like, D Barnes, and then all of a sudden he drops 17 and 1/2 on you. Like any of our guys can do that. Mm-hmm. The balanced scoring that we have this year is something that's been kind of a luxury. If some guys maybe not hitting, you got 2 or 3 guys that you can kind of trust to get the points. Cam Healy. Excuse me, Mason's usually pretty solid in there. Drake can go off. I mean, obviously Tev is going to be the focus point for a lot of defenses, but that opens up other guys for other opportunities, and I thought the UTA game was a perfect illustration of that.
It's so true, and it makes it so hard to guard. I think there's 3 teams in the country that have had 6 guys with double-doubles. And we're one of them. I mean, we have so many different weapons that can get you in different ways. So yeah, it's a special collection of guys.
Yeah. After UT Arlington, Coach, we headed down to Huntsville, Texas, down to Sam Houston. On this show, I have not been quiet about my distaste for Sam Houston. I don't know what it is. I've been down there a couple times. I don't know whether when I go there, the weather's horrible. It's just got like this heavy feeling. That town just gives me the creeps. But I'm sure I'm going to get some hate mail on that. But hey, the reality is Sam Houston at home, they're a tough team. They play big time defense. Tell us about Sam Houston. That was just barely on Saturday. Is that right?
Yeah, Saturday, and that's a quad 1 game. They're 60-something, I believe, in the nation, and beating Utah and Oklahoma. I mean, this is a very, very good team. So, they're the highest ranked team in the league. So we knew we had our hands full, and especially at home. It's their physicality of what they do defensively, and they jam you up, and they make it tough on your ball handlers, and it's such a different deal at their place. But I thought we did a wonderful job defensively.
Yeah.
We held them in the 30s, and we gave ourselves a chance to win. We just, that ball didn't find the bottom of the net. We missed 7 layups, around the rim, which we don't normally do. We missed, some free throws that we hadn't been doing, and shots didn't fall. And that's part of the life on the road. But our defense, held true, and we just had a handful of these possessions back. Too many turnovers in the first half. We calmed down in the second half, but certainly in transition, we would like to have a few possessions back and a couple of those turnovers back.
That's another one of the games that you trailed early, and for the most of the first half, made a nice run getting back into, I think the last 3 minutes of the first half. You ended up knocking down a bunch of threes and getting right back into it. I think it was it 28-28 at half?
Yeah, yep, tied at half.
Coming through, and then they're down the stretch. They give us problems, but like you said, the reality is the shots didn't find the bottom of the net. Their defensive pressure might have something to do with that. They were like a dog on a bone. They would not let go. Like you said, does it? This is just more for my information. Some of the people that I watched with, when they're so physical and they're up on you like that, it seems to me, and I'm just a casual fan, right? So I'm not understanding this, which is why I'm asking. It seems like there's so much contact on the ball. Like, I mean, are those foul? Like, I'm trying to figure out. Like, yeah, I'm not trying to have you throw the refs under the bus or anything, but it just seems like when people play that absolute physical defense on us, to me it looks like they're just hacking us around, and I'm yelling at the TV and going on, but it just seems like those physical teams tend to have the refs let them play that way.
Yeah, the trend tends to be at home those teams are very difficult, and on neutrals and away you feel much better because so much of that contact is really, kind of dictated a little differently depending on where it's at, truthfully. And So some of that, it will be interesting, come neutral floor time,
Right.
what that's going to look like, because a lot of the bumping on the ball and stuff like that, one game is called one way, another game's called another way. We've got to adjust the game, and we've got to perform regardless. But
Absolutely.
But yeah, there's no question the physicality on the perimeter of that game, really led to some of our turnovers.
Sure. The commentary of the game was hilarious. I thought their play-by-play and color guy did actually a decent job. They were very complimentary of Southern Utah while still, kind of being the home run guys. But they did say something that I heard twice when I was down there last time. They said, "Hey, that looked like a foul, but the ref let it go. T-Birds, welcome to Texas." And that's I don't know what it is about the Texas teams at home, but it seems to me like they get they might get a little present here and there from the referees. That's me talking, not.
Well, I think that was a common theme of the off season.
Yeah.
So wait till you guys come down to Texas.
Yeah.
That was
wait
kind
till
of,
you see what it's like.
Yeah, so it is, but it's just a different brand of basketball.
Sure.
A lot of physicality, a lot of athletes, and that's okay too. That makes us better.
Yeah. One, and if you're a fan of defensive pressure, they're fun to watch, and hopefully if we see them on that neutral court next time, and we see how it goes down. So. Coach, you brought a special guest with you today. Will you introduce this gentleman sitting to your right?
Yeah, Tevian Jones joined us, 3 years ago as a transfer from Illinois, and it was exciting, to have him a part of the program. He's gone down as one of the best to ever do it here, and just been a special talent. We've a period of time where we had one winning season in 18 years. This group of seniors, including Tevian, has led us to a nice string of 4 straight winning seasons. These last 3 with Tevian have been absolutely special, including a conference championship.
That's right.
And in these 3 years, with this guy, we're 39-4 at home, one of the top 10, I believe, in the nation, if not higher at this point. And incredible scorer, and has a chance to play this game at the highest level and for a very long time. But it's been fun to see him grow into one of just a fantastic leader, a spiritual leader, just a great teammate, and a wonderful person to be around. He's got a great sense of humor. So I'm going to miss coaching him more than anything. But there's not been very many more coachable guys. T lets I can get mad at the guy to his left and yell at T and know I got the message to the other guy, because I know T's tough enough to take it. So that's been a joy as a coach. But one of our all-time greats, Tevian Jones.
Tevian Jones, welcome to the Thunderbird Coaches Show, my man.
Appreciate that, Coach.
Yeah.
Appreciate
How's it to hear that? You commit, you come to Southern Utah, might not have been, on your list of places when you were in high school, but you come down, you commit, you do your thing. You're one of the greats. You're going to go down as one of the great SU T-Birds, and then to have your coach after 3 years say what he just said about you. Tell me how you feel about that.
Yeah, it feels good. It's to see that someone sees the hard work and things like that, and coach has really coached me hard. And he knows that I'm one of those guys that that'll be able to take the coach and be able to lead the group. And I think it's been a good ride. Senior year and things like that. And I'm ready to try to go get a ring. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, we're there with you, man. Look, you're from Chandler, Arizona. Let's go in depth here a little bit about how Tevian Jones in high school, moving then to, was it the Big Ten? Mm-hmm. To the Illini for a little while, and then ultimately landing back to here in Cedar City. Give us a brief understanding of your high school career, and then moving into Illinois, and then how you ended up in Cedar City.
Yeah, so I went to Chandler High School for 3 years, played basketball there. Varsity, and I ended up moving to California for my senior year, going to Culver City High School, live in Santa Monica. That school's in LA, and so I had a pretty good year there. Got heavily recruited and things like that. Had schools like U of A, Midwest schools like University of Illinois, And, I ended up committing to University of Illinois. My whole family's from Chicago and stuff, except for me and my little sister.
Okay.
So, I was a big, trying to go home and things like that, stay close to home. And so, I went to Illinois for 2 years and, didn't really play, didn't really get on the floor like I wanted to, and ended up putting my name in the portal, and got recruited by Southern Utah. Came here and that's pretty much kind of how I got here. So.
Well, the rest is history after that.
The rest is history. So,
yeah. All right. So going from Chicago or the Chicago area to Cedar City, Utah, it's got to be a little bit of an environmental and culture shock, right? What year did you come, and tell us a little bit about that transition from, maybe a bigger program, different facilities, but then being able to be yourself and have the time to shine, been given the reins of the program, really. Tell us A, first, that transition period, and then B, how it's been to kind of take over.
Yeah, the transition, I wasn't really too much worried about the facilities or, where or what kind of program. I wanted to be somewhere where I could play and be able to showcase my talents, and I felt like, this was a perfect spot. And, after the transition and kind of becoming the main guy here, I felt like, I've kind of always been that leader, kind of always been that main guy. And, just being able to be in the position to lead a group and be successful and things like that and be able to push through adversity, I think that, that's been pretty good for me and things like that. And as well as the guys around me, being able to, push them as well, push them to be the, their greatest selves.
Yeah, the best versions. Like that. Yeah,
so,
absolutely. Yeah. Well, your leadership is, it's noted, and you can see it when you're on the floor. Sometimes coach, he can get after you a little bit, and even in game, right? But it's great that you can take that criticism and that coaching, those coaching points, and apply them directly, and then to let your teammates see that. And then I'm sure there's accountability in the locker room and on the sideline, right? Like those are things that make a good program, and we've become a good program. And that's because we've got great people that don't shrink away from the leadership position. They don't shrink away from being the guy. Sometimes that light's too bright for some people, but you seem to like the lights.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Love to hear that, man. Look, tell us a little bit about your school time here at SUU. What are you studying, and when do you graduate?
I'm set to graduate this spring, and right now I'm studying criminal justice, so that's what I'm looking to graduate in.
Fantastic. That's great. A few questions to kind of get to know you a little better, just kind of lighthearted stuff. Who's your favorite basketball player besides you?
Of all time, or
you name a couple, man. We just want to see the inner workings of the Tev Jones head
I'd
here.
probably say of all time, I probably have to go Tracy McGrady.
Yeah.
And then right after that, I probably have to go Kobe.
Okay.
Because I say T-Mac first because that's kind of who I, the size, a little bit taller, kind of more of a wing player. But Kobe, Kobe's Kobe. So that work ethic part. Yeah. That Mamba mentality part is what I kind of take from them. So I'd probably say those are my top two.
You know what I love about Kobe Bryant is the fact that when we talk about Kobe Bryant and your generation, and even my I'm an old guy, but even my generation knows when you say Mamba mentality what you mean.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Like 20 years ago, no one knew, what's Mamba mentality? What are we talking about? But now it's just like in the vernacular of the culture, when you say Mamba mentality, everyone knows what you're about. And that's about the grind, and it's about the hard work, and it's about the sacrifice, and those things that it takes to have that Mamba mentality. Yeah. And tell me about T-Mac. So he's what is he, like a 6'8" wing?
Yeah. So 6'7", 6'8", long, can shoot it.
Yeah.
Athletic. That's kind of
exciting to watch. I kind of
model my game after that a little bit. So
cool.
Yeah.
I was him and Vince Carter growing up were like the Showtime, man. You put the TV on, and those guys were about to break it down. Yeah, exactly. Every single game. T-Mac, at any given time, he could go for 40. You just don't even know.
Exactly.
What a great player. And then, all right. So, what's a hero of yours that you've looked up to? It can be a basketball player. It could be someone completely different.
Yeah, a hero. I'll probably say my mom. You know, because she's always been there. You know, raised me since I was little. You know, raised my brother.
Yes.
You know, seeing her, do it and stay strong along the way and things like that. And you know, she's really instilled, good characteristics and good, good,
Yeah, just like
mentality.
traits.
Yeah, good traits and things like
Absolutely.
that. And so, I really feel like that, that'd be a hero of mine.
I love to hear that. My mom's one of my heroes too. I think we can all say that. I mean, moms are special people. Just to stick around and deal with us in the first place is a special thing. But yeah, that's great. So thanks for shouting your mom out. That's great.
Yes,
And then you're a fashion icon in Cedar City. Like, I mean, you just got it, right? So let's just say what it is, right? What's your favorite pair of shoes? You seem like a shoe guy, like a sneaker guy.
I mean, I got a few pair of shoes. My favorite pair of shoes, I probably have to go the high top Blazers, high top
Okay.
Nike Blazers. I mean, I'm kind of simple if I have to be honest. So either that or like some black and white Chucks.
Sure.
Or some Vans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depending on the outfit,
Yeah,
right?
it depends. It depends
Yeah.
for the most part.
I like it when you play in the T-Mac Adidas.
Yeah.
Now I know why.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. Yes,
I've
sir.
always wondered, like, what's he got the T-Max on for? And then now I know.
Yes,
So
sir. Yes, sir.
that's cool. And then a couple other questions. What's your favorite thing to do in Cedar City? I mean, not a whole lot, so you don't have a bunch of choices, but, like, what's your favorite thing to do?
I'll probably just say get in the gym. I mean,
see?
get in the gym.
Look at this guy.
And I like to go sit down at Applebee's or Chili's or one of the little sit down
Yeah.
spots.
Just go kick
Enjoy
it.
Yeah, kick it. So
I like it. We talked about how you've kind of taken this team over. You're definitely the leader, leading in scoring, also in statistics and things like that. Since John Knight has left, have you felt, or what have you felt as you've been becoming the focus of the defenses? So you got a lot of things coming at you, right? Like when they're scouting SUU, number one dude on that scouting report, Tev Jones, right? So how's that affected you, affected your game? And what are things, does it inspire you? Does it get you hyped? Like, tell me a little bit about what it's like to be the first on the list on the scouting report.
yeah, when John Knight was here, he was like an aggressive guard, and so it was they kind of had to focus on both of us, so it kind of opened up some things for me. But since he's left, the focus has definitely been on me a lot more, and so I kind of just knowing that most of these teams are going to face guard and things like that,
Right.
finding different ways to get open and trusting my teammates to find me in those certain spots. I've been, really a focus for me and kind of embracing that, that I'm not always going to be open. It's not always going to be there. So I got to figure out different ways to affect the game, like rebounding,
Perfect.
assists, getting to the free throw line and things like that. And so, I can't let, the team scout me and try to take me out the game by face guard me or things like that, and I have to be able to be effective off the ball as well.
Make them pay in other ways, right? You got to pay the bill when Tevian Jones is on the court, right?
Facts,
So there's a lot of different ways that they pay the bill. And so I like that. I like that sometimes, that scoring might not be there, but you go get 7-8 rebounds, you go get 3 or 4 assists, and that helps out. That helps out your teammates. And sometimes being a leader is sometimes maybe reflecting some of the light that's on you and reflecting it so someone else can shine. That's also important, right? We want everyone to shine, and I think you've been doing a better job of that leadership role of if it's not going through the net, you're there to get them boards, you're there to get them steals, blocks, whatever it is that you can do, hustle and make those guys shine, make the team better because your presence, So I don't know. I've just seen that this year, the growth in your game.
Yes, sir.
I had one other question, but I didn't write it down. One second. I don't know. I guess I'll have to ask you later. Tev, you got any other parting shot? Like any? So we got people listening. You got any messages for the people out there?
You know, you can do anything you put your mind to.
Yeah.
Keep God in your life. Keep faith in your life, and stick to it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Get that Mamba mentality. Whether you're an accountant and you're just counting them numbers, or whether you're out on the court getting buckets, you just got to keep after it and do your best to be better. I like that, Coach. You brought a good one in today. Appreciate that.
No, it's phenomenal. Very, very intelligent and going to be successful.
Absolutely. Coach, look, we only have a couple games left. I got about 2 or 3 minutes here. Let's just preview GCU coming up Wednesday, March 1st. And then, man, this is very important. Ladies and gentlemen, Cedar City and all surrounding areas, March 3rd on a Friday, it's senior night. And we got a couple of the best seniors we've had in a long time. We need to send them out right. So got to come to the arena. That's Saturday, March 3rd. But let's talk about GCU real quick. And then is it Cal Baptist that we have on the 3rd?
Yeah, we got an opportunity. We're at 19 wins right now in the last 3 years on all the West Coast conferences. There's 5 schools that have achieved 3 straight 20-win seasons: Gonzaga, San Diego State, UCLA, USC, and potentially us. And
put our names in there.
And that's a special 3-year run, and so a chance to send these guys off with the senior night they deserve is important to us. And but Grand Canyon, as explosive offensive team, very talented. Picked to win the league by a lot of folks, and so that's going to be an absolute heck of a game on Wednesday. And on Friday, again, Cal Baptist is going to want revenge. We got them at their place. And, they're very talented. They spread you out, make a lot of threes so that they can get anybody on any given night. So these are 2 very, very challenging games. Essentially we need to win one to secure a bye for the conference tournament.
Okay.
And but we want both. And, but we want to we want to finish strong here and do our best. But
finish strong going into WAC Vegas.
Yep.
Yeah. Really briefly, because like I said, we got about a minute left. Tell us a little bit about what the tables look like on the conference seating. How does that work? Looks like on the seating, are we 3rd right now?
We're 3rd, yep.
And what does the win-loss here in this week kind of project for us?
Yeah, essentially, we could still be anywhere from 3rd to 5th or 6th. I mean, it's just kind of a wacky deal depending on, the league essentially has assigned a point value, from based on where teams are ranked in the net. So 1 through 365 or whatever it is, has a point value.
Okay.
And that includes non-conference. So unfortunately, losing to Kansas in the final 30 seconds hurts us.
The number 3 team in the country.
So those types of things. So it's just a little bit. It's going to affect our scheduling in the future, but but we just gotta win. We just gotta win.
Just win, baby.
And it will be fine. So that's our motto.
Cool. Well, any shout outs that you guys have? Tev, you got anybody you want to shout out before we leave the air? You already got your mom. That's the important one.
That's it. I mean, no one in particular now.
Cool. All right.
Yeah. No. One big thing is as the season starts to wrap up, our guys that our managers, student managers, our support staff. There's so many people that make this thing go that are don't get the credit they deserve. Our scout team guys. Pete's here with us today. Guys like him that are the unsung heroes of our program. They make this thing go round, but maybe they don't get their chime in the spotlight.
Mm-hmm.
But they're very important to us. So
yeah. Well, it takes a lot of people in an organization to make it great. Some, they have a little more bright light on them, but that doesn't mean that those others aren't just as important in the structure and the success of those that are the maybe forward-facing parts of the organization. But you've done a great job, Coach. We really appreciate you. Tev, thank you so much for coming on the program today. And also, just one reminder for Thunderbird Nation, it is, we've got spring break right now over here on campus. So Wednesday and Friday are super important for the community and anybody that is in the reach of the sound of my voice. Come on out. We got to make a stand. We need these last 2 games going into conference tournament. So please show up, show out, and root for these T-Birds. They deserve it. They've done a great job this year, so we appreciate them and their hard work. And ladies and gentlemen, we just appreciate our sponsor, Warehouse Bar Plus Kitchen. And so, Coach, we'll just go ahead and wrap it up. For Todd Simon and Tevian Jones, I'm John Smith. We'll sign it off. Go T-Birds.